In this video, we're going to be going over the best Astronomy Tomestone farming tips and tricks that I have. So it's no secret that with the brand new relic launched, its first step is requiring an eye-watering 1,500 Astronomy Tomestones that now, more than ever, it's on everyone's mind how to get these Astronomy Tomestones and how to get them fast. I'm putting in my first recommendation at the top because I just want to see more parties doing it so I can hop into one of them. Guilty as charged. So the first method that I'm mentioning is Palace of the Dead, and if you are new to Palace of the Dead, you are more than welcome to totally not understand my aversion to spamming floor 51 to 60. For anyone else, trust me, I'm groaning alongside you. This can, however, be optimized to go down to like 6 minutes is, I think, my best, 8 minutes roughly per run, and sometimes even lower depending on RNG. Unfortunately, that RNG element does cause a lot of swing. But what you do have control over is the party that you go in and everyone's goal in the party. So for Palace of the Dead, I do recommend you form parties of 4 machinists and everyone in the group to have at least 60 Aether Pool in their weapon. If someone's weapon isn't a red glow in this kind of party, they probably don't belong here. 4 machinists with 60 or higher Aether Pool using Peloton between pulls absolutely trivializes these floors of Palace of the Dead. Skip anything that isn't just to open the next waymark. Use things like Pomander of Rage to breeze through the last floors. Use strength potions and all around cheese it. This is probably the fastest outright grindable way to get the Tomestones, second only to one other grindable method I'm going to mention later. So yes, you can get 80 Tomestones from a dungeon, but that's not a method I recommend here because you can clear Palace of the Dead 2 to 3 times in that same time span as it would take you to defeat something like Fell Court of Troya for 120 or 180 Tomestones in the same time. Because if you get 3 clears, that's 180 Tomestones. I will take 100 extra, thanks. Method 2 is love or hate PvP, the matches in the brand new mode, which last at most 5 minutes, and that's the at most mark, usually around 3-ish minutes, and will give you 20 astronomy per and be a lot more entertaining than my first method that I mentioned. Peace and love after farming that for literally hundreds of hours. Palace of the Dead. Ugh. But at 20 Tomestones per 5 minutes maximum, and remember that's max, over the course of an hour is going to be very decent returns. So at the very least you're looking at 240 in an hour. And hey, I never said that astronomy farming was easy and that we'd get the relics fast. This step is going to definitely take a while, but I said that I'd give you the methods to do it, and this is definitely one of them. Now method number 3 is one that you don't hear too much when it comes to Tomestone farming, and I guess it really technically isn't a method, but treasure hunts, and specifically the 2 newer types, the Kumbera skin and the Saiga skin, will give you some astronomy. It's nice when you want to farm Gil and get some epic loot from the treasure hunts that you also kind of want to do on the side. It's not necessarily going to be the best and fastest source of specifically astronomy tomestones, but it really does add up. Method number 4 is ironically going to be my personal number 1 method that I stand behind, and it's fueling my own relic grind more than any other at this point. It's hunt trains. These are going to be player organized chains of taking down hunt after hunt after hunt. My strong recommendation is to consider joining the Endwalker and the Shadowbringers train. The Endwalker trains will net you 20 astronomy per, and Shadowbringers will net 10 astronomy per, but they're also exceedingly fast and very low effort. Especially the Endwalker trains, nothing really beats the efficiency, and you have the added perk of getting a bunch of materia, nuts that can be traded in for more materia, poetics that can be used to work on, say, other relic weapons from different expansions, and so much more. More details on that are in my hunt train video, so I'm going to cut this short here. Method number 5 is kind of falling in line with hunt trains because it is revolving in the same community and you will want to reach out to the same link shells and such, and it is specifically focused though on S ranks. This is going to be something that doesn't really coincide that often with the normal hunt train. I can't emphasize how incredibly awesome it is if you can manage to make it to a bunch of S ranks. Standard S rank from Endwalker gives 80 astronomy per. Now a super S rank gives a mind-blowing 100 astronomy for taking it down. That is, as you've learned from the other methods, really good. So to say the least, paying attention to S ranks is exceedingly important, and the best way to keep track of them, similar to hunt trains in my opinion, is to join a link shell and participate in the community. Other expansions S ranks, to be clear, are also absolutely worth going to as well. Going to, say, Stormblood S ranks, and that's multiple expansions behind now, gave 30 astronomy. So pretty much any S rank that you can get to is very much worth it. Method 6 is good old Roulettes. Here's where though I can only recommend a few few because Palace of the Dead, especially in a pre-made Groot, is flat out way faster than most of these. Specifically, I would look at level 90 dungeons and expert. None of the others I'd really recommend since Palace is simply way faster. Now let's get some sad news out of the way. What does not get you Phantasmagoria Tomestones? And so Beast Tribes don't give any Astronomy, Bozja and Eureka don't either, and I love those forms of content, but they give no Astronomy Tomestones. Blue Mage also doesn't give Astronomy. You can't get Astronomy from queuing up below maximum level for the majority of content, including Roulettes, so you can't really double dip and get Astronomy in level. So unfortunately, while I kind of hate to say it, options are definitely limited in this sphere, and so I kind of hope that I provided enough of a range of options here that at least one or two methods spark joy for you. With that said, it'd make me super happy if you dropped a pile of Astronomy Tomestones on that like button and cat daddy that subscribe button. Take care everyone, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.